Love's Greek to me is a pretty decent film. This is a Hallmark film from 2023. It's directed by Michael Robison, written by Joie Botkin, and we have a cast including Torrey DeVitto as Ilana. And the narrative is quite fascinating. Ilana is going to Greece with her partner Mike for a family wedding. And while there, Mike decides to propose to her. I have to say, proposing to somebody when you're going to a destination wedding or any kind of wedding, it's a little bit taboo, but nobody else seems to mind. And Mike's mother in particular is very, very happy about this. And she's a very strong character. And I will say she is very likable, but she is very overbearing. She is basically telling Ilana what kind of dress she should wear. She's already named Ilana's non-existent children. And yes, she's very excited, and that's obviously lovely, but she's also very controlling. And the film is about Ilana trying to deal with this while also trying to accept those traditions because, well, the family traditions are very different to hers. Some of them, I believe, are Greek traditions. Some of them are just very different ways the family do things to hers. And it's very unpredictable. Most Hallmark films, I can watch the first 15-20 minutes and it's very easy to predict what the rest of the film will be like. And I actually found that that wasn't the case here, and I rather enjoyed that. I don't mind the predictability with this kind of film, but when something's not completely predictable, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. And I thought the narrative was really interesting. The characters are all brilliant, very, very strong, very well-written characters. I still don't love the idea of proposing to somebody when you're at a destination for somebody else's wedding, but that aside, I thought the narrative was pretty interesting. And of course, all of this is happening while they're preparing for the wedding itself. And I think everything was handled really well. The characters were really interesting. The performances were really strong. And it is actually filmed in Greece. It's also apparently filmed in Bulgaria. I don't know which bits were filmed where, but the locations are stunning, visually really, really gorgeous. Definitely an interesting film, an interesting appearance, and I have no complaints. None at all. Love's Greek to me was an interesting story, and if you can look past the whole proposing around the time of somebody else's wedding, then I think you'll find it to be a pretty interesting narrative. And it's an interesting narrative, and it's also character-driven. I think we have both things handled really well. Usually a film either has a solid narrative or it relies on the characters, but this one has a little bit of both, and it has a lot to offer, and it's not predictable. In some ways, yes, but in others, not so much, and it ticks all of the right boxes. I thought Love's Greek to me was a pretty interesting film with some great characters and performances, and if it sounds like a story that might appeal to you, if you're a fan of Hallmark films in general, then needless to say, I'm happy to recommend this one.